Hey, it's your cosmic bestie Tristan, and I felt called to record a message today. And as I was shuffling on my decks, the message that came through was, you have been seeing yourself through the fog. Like you've been guiding yourself through the fog. You've been seeing through the fog. And we have the Queen of Swords here. Let's see how the lighting is going to work today. It's too bright that way. Okay. Queen of Swords, right? Where she's kind of like not really. I love her in this kind of almost, I guess, not a tetrahedron, but pyramid, triangular structure. And the Queen of Swords, she's like, okay, you know what? I'm not going to get caught up by these emotions, right? Excuse me. Major throat. I'm not going to get caught up by emotions. I'm going to see my way through it. I'm going to use my mind. I'm going to realize that I'm going to feel my emotion, right? But I just heard the word analytical, like calculating it. It's kind of like you've been like, okay, these intense states are coming up. Are they my energy? And how can I use these emotions to further my kind of journey? And then 3 of Cups, celebration, right? There has been something really joyous. There's been, look how bright that is. Wow. You have really overcome something. There's really a time, there's a cause for like celebration, because there has been, I heard the word triumph. There's been a great triumph here. There's been a great triumph. There's been a great realization. I'm hearing resting and like relaxing and trusting. Like there's been something, like you've been letting your life flow. And you understand that flow sometimes involves different states of emotions. The 7 of Cups. There are different things going on here, right? There can be sadness, there can be happiness, there can be joy, there can be envy, there can be all these states coming up. But you realize that you're able to you kind of get excited, right? Because you realize there's a higher purpose to this judgment here. There's a higher calling to it. You don't just get stuck with the emotion. And the Wheel of Fortune was the next card, which is, again, movement forward. A next, moving into a new cycle of life. I just heard a one of your choosing. A cycle of life of your choosing. Ah, beautiful. Okay. I have some little crystal companions today. So we have a beautiful smoky quartz from, I might mispronounce it, Mont Blanc in France. This was a gift, and I just adore this gorgeous friend. And we have a little coral for some nurturing, fossilized coral for some nurturing and some sweetness. Let's see what else comes through, because this is so exciting. Justice. Okay. Let's see what else comes up. I'm hearing a couple words. Like I'm hearing the word patience. I'm hearing trust again. Okay. Then the Devil came up. Justice and the Devil with the Tower. Okay, yeah, cool. So you have been, I think, in the process with the King of Swords here. You have been realizing how you can utilize your mind, how you can take back your thoughts, how you can make choices. Like you are really in the driver's seat of your creation here. And it feels like you're just letting go of attachments. You're realizing like, okay, this emotion was actually like the Queen of Swords, right? Like it's like, okay, I'm feeling envy or whatever it may be. And it's like that emotion is actually showing me a type of program. It's showing me a type of limitation in my way of thinking and like my mind and my mental processing and my heart, whatever it may be. Like it feels like there has been a really slow and dedicated step towards really letting go, really releasing. The Tower here at the bottom of the deck, 10 of Swords. There is a complete and utter letting go of an old way of being. There is a complete surrender here. Maybe you've been like, I know I have been. I think we're all kind of in this cycle. Maybe you've just been like sitting. You're like, you know what? I don't want to do anything. Like you've just been sitting in that stillness, sitting in that silence. And it feels like that is, maybe you've been reflecting, or maybe you've just been kind of empty, but it feels like there's just been a taking back of your mind, of your attention span, of realizing just how vital our thoughts and our mind really is, and how much it can really be a great tool, a very powerful tool in our creation. 2 cards popped out. Very exciting. Okay. Oh, we have one that flipped over in the deck. All right. 4 coins. And we split the deck on the King of Wands and the King of Coins. This is perfect because guess who fell out? The Queen of Coins. So we have the King and Queen of Coins. So there is a realization for coins here that you don't have to hold on to old programming and old ways of doing things, because your abundance is your birthright. Your abundance exists because you exist. And it feels like there is a realization of that. It feels like there's been a clearing up of any type of maybe uncertainty or something that wasn't really clear to you about that. But the 2 of Swords, oh sorry, I know I'm moving fast because all these cards are so exciting. You had the 8 of Wands pop out. We had the Queen of Coins pop out along with the 2 of Swords. The glare is a little, I have a little light up here, maybe that'll help. The glare is a little intense. But it feels like, I want to clarify the 2 of Swords, because I feel like, yes, it's still speaking on you're removing your own blindfold, your own veil. But I wonder if it does also Wheel of Fortune. I feel like there's something coming that we can all feel in our lives. The world, oh my God. There's something coming that we can feel in our lives that's so incredibly exciting. We don't really know what it is, but we know that it's happening because we have taken right action. And there's no right or wrong, but we've taken aligned action. We have really cleared the thoughts. So there is definitely 10 of Coins at the bottom of the deck. You can't make this stuff up. You really can't make that up. What's the next card? Page of Swords. Yes, there's a whole new way of doing things. There's a whole new way of understanding yourself. The thoughts that you now pay attention to are the thoughts that bring you up into ecstatic. I'm hearing ecstatic exaltation. I don't even really know what that means. That to me, that kind of feels like this higher possibility and reality and lived reality of who and what you are as a being of love and light and just infinite amazingness. Okay, I think I'm going to move over to a next deck. Yeah, I think that's definitely it for the tarot, that you're in this new cycle. It's been kind of we're getting to the end of the cycle. I'm almost there. I thought I ended the cycle, but then something came up. But then it feels like this feeling of oh, this is the end of the cycle. I have made it. I've crossed this threshold. And so now you're on the other side of it. And it's just so exciting. And yeah, the Knight of Coins. Yes, I'm telling you. And this is this is your commitment to yourself. This was a commitment that you made to yourself. You made a commitment to be committed to yourself. It feels like I'm hearing you just were not going to play about you anymore. You're like, you know what? I'm done. Death, you can't make this look. I split the deck. I did not do that on purpose. Oh my God. Death, you're like, you know what? I'm done. It's time for a change. I'm tired of the heartache and sadness. And I'm tired of the hand that I played in my own heartache and sadness is what I'm hearing. Choosing something that we know is no longer good for us. You know what? I'm just going to choose myself and have that inner fulfillment. Beautiful. And those choices, justice, right? Justice is all about the choices that we make and being that middle pillar between these two extremes, right? That's what I get with this Justice card here. More triangles here. Lots of triangles here. Even with the Devil, there's some triangles. So maybe the tetrahedron or an octahedron is maybe significant right now, sacred geometry. Tetrahedron with the Platonic solids, I believe, is associated with fire. So that inner flame. Let's see what comes out next. 929 on my little timer. Okay. Ooh, I love these cards. They're so good. I'm gonna, okay, this is perfect. I picked up this deck and now I feel even more calm. So this is oh my gosh, this is This is my Pleiadian Wisdom Oracle cards. So if you are interested in a sort of in our galactic origins and family, the Pleiades are, I believe, a cluster of stars. Ooh, I should know that. But Pleiadians are very loving, gentle, wise beings. So the first card that came in was relationship, unconditional love, balance, and I love we have a Vesica Pisces here. Again, we just talked about that middle ground, that sacred geometry. Balance your relationships by approaching them with true love, which is accepting and unconditional. And it feels like you brought yourself into balance because you approached yourself with unconditional love. You're like, you know what? I'm going to accept Seven of Cups. I'm going to accept you angry. I'm going to accept you happy. I'm going to accept you envious. I'm going to accept you, whatever it might be, judgmental. It's like you just brought yourself into complete and utter balance. And look at this like heart flame right in the very center of this Vesica Pisces. I call it, to me, it looks like a yoni. It's like this portal of creation. The Vesica is a very, another very powerful, sacred geometric shape. To me, it feels like I just said, that portal into a new world of creation. Very much like a yoni, And I like how, but it's the middle pillar, right? It's the part of the two extremes where you are that balance here. And I like that because it feels like the Christ impulse, as like Rudolf Steiner calls it, is the middle pillar, that and Christ is all about unconditional love. And I'm not religious. I just connect to Christ as like the Christos and connected to the sun and this beautiful energy of just unconditional love and balance. Yeah. Beautiful. And then the next card is manifestation, future. Focus on the now to manifest your future. And it feels like you've been doing this. It feels like you've been doing this. It feels like you know this. You're like, you know what? The best thing that I can do for myself right now is be really present and have this love for me, because that is how I'm going to create the reality that I want. By facing the shadows, by celebrating my successes, by just approaching myself with unconditional love. And I'm hearing allies. It even feels like you've been approaching others with unconditional love, and it feels like they're going to be folks who really want to come in and help you and work with you, who are going to be in that same sort of balance. As allies can even be in nature. They're going to always be in nature. Nature's at the bottom of the deck. Spend time in nature to rest, replenish, and regenerate. Spend time with the mother, right? Spend time with our source of life. We need water. We need food. We need sun. Where do we get that from? Nature. So it's like just bringing yourself back to your natural vibratory frequency. Bring yourself back to something that just is like part of the original design, and not being caught up in like hustle culture and all the other stuff that's going on that allows us to evolve as well. It's my diplomatic explanation. And light, you are shining your light everywhere you go. Shine the light of who you are everywhere you go. Light, nature. And the day of my recording today, the solstice was Sunday, 3 days ago. Summer solstice, as I'm in the States. And it feels like there's so much solar codes coming in. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe that we have now moved into the age of Archangel Michael, which means that the sun's rays are now hitting us in a particular way. These codes that are coming through are very much so aligned with the consciousness and frequency of Archangel Michael, who is, I think, also connected to the sun. These are things I'm still learning, but if this is something that you know about, please tell me more about it. But that's what it makes me think of. Like, it makes me feel like are you basking in the sun? I feel like you're probably basking in the sun. Or you're noticing the sun's rays on you. I feel like you are. I feel like you are, you shining star. You shining star, you. This is just beautiful. This is just a confirmation. You already know all this stuff. Remember to be compassionate with yourself and compassionate with others, right? I think that you are. This makes me think of Kuan Yin. Spell for manifestation is another card that came through. So it feels like you're like, you know what? I'm going to create my reality. I'm ready for it. And a sigil for blessing is the next card. So this is just good luck all around. And again, we have another Vesica Yoni shape of a portal, just opening of creation. Like there's just so much ancestral aid at the bottom deck. There's so much help. And even right as we're like talking about Archangel Michael, Yeshua, Kuan Yin, like all the Pleiadians, you have so much help. We have so much help. And if you are tapped into this like cosmic consciousness and tapped into all of this like, you know, interdimensional, multidimensional stuff, I think you're even just going to kind of feel this energy. And I feel like I'm really just here to, this is just 15:15 on my timer. Sorry, 15:55. I'm just kind of here to extend out a little frequency, I think, because I feel like they popped in and they're like, okay, go do this. And I like to listen. If that makes any sense. Okay. I opened up my deck to stabilization, physical integration, and guess what? Mental clearing. There has been, we began with the Queen of Swords. There's really been a taking back of your mind. You have been taking back your thoughts. You've been realizing which thoughts are not yours. And sometimes I'm hearing tricky. Sometimes it can be tricky. Sometimes maybe you're feeling unsure, but it feels like overall, just setting that intention, you're going to like start that process. Don't worry is what I just heard. So don't worry. You're doing great. Integration, forgive self and others. Reunion, let go of defenses, open the door. You're integrating all that you've been learning, that you've been studying. You cannot make this stuff up. Oh my God, wait. At the bottom of the deck is rising to Pleiadian frequencies. You've been integrating a lot of I heard the word wounding, so maybe things that brought a lot of wounds, you're turning wounds into wisdom. You're turning past wounds that have now healed, and you're like taking the wisdom. Like sometimes we'll have little scars on us still, you know, of things that have happened, but they're perfectly healed and you barely even notice them. And it's like, yeah, that did happen. That wounding did happen. But look at like the strength of my body. Look at the strength of my skin. Look at the strength of my mind to take back my power and bring myself into wholeness. And to forgive myself, again, like we said in the beginning, for any parts that we have played in our own suffering by making choices that were not empowering. And it feels like a complete forgiveness and an acceptance and an opening of the heart. Like I just got this kind of sense of like your heart's just wide open. And you realize that with an open heart, anything that's kind of meant to maybe cause any pain or something, you know, not to be in that fearful mindset, it just kind of slides right through. It doesn't have anywhere to stick. Dove of Peace is the next card. Stay in the heart. All is well. Be at peace. Just keep resting. If you are feeling tired, rest when you feel tired. Rest when you feel like you need it. I'm hearing there's a lot of, I learned, I'm sure some of you know, or you may know, that when we rest, our astral body will actually go in and heal the physical body. So rest is so important, and feeding both bodies. That was a message I received the other day. Like, are you taking care of your energetic body as much as you were taking care of the physical body? I was like, oh my God. So that's why I like practices like meditation and being in nature, like bringing back these natural vibrations for all of the bodies, seen and unseen, is really keeping the reintegration of divine potential is really allowing us to hold our divine potential and not get kind of off kilter from anything that may come in or be around us. I'm going to wrap this up, but it's kind of just nice hanging out. I don't know. I guess I haven't done a reading in a while. Manifest. You're actively manifesting. I feel like you know what's up. Restore. Again, another sign of rest. So you're probably deeply resting. I want to say it feels like you're kind of been letting yourself just dreams. Wow. Yeah. Okay. There's a lot going on when you're resting. Are you having crazy dreams? Are you having really fun dreams? What's happening in your dreams? Are you writing them down? I've been having really interesting dreams. Yeah, rest when you feel called, which I feel like you know what you're doing. Take note of your dreams. I feel like there's some interesting messages there. Ancestral, maybe. I think that's all I got. But it was nice hanging out with you. Last card. Purpose, what you do. It's not what you do that is important. It is how you do it. So, do you do something in a lack mindset, or do you do it in an abundant mindset when you pay your bills? Do you pay your bills with gratitude and abundance and trust and faith? Or do you pay your bills with, oh, everything is a choice, everything is a creation, everything can really impact us spiritually in a very beautiful way. I'll show you my other two crystals I have with me. My cutie little apophyllite, who's so pretty in the sunlight. She has these little rainbow reflections, and my cute ocean jasper. Just very like watery with the core, just watery and clearing and sweet and happy. Thanks for hanging out with me. If you want to book a personal session for tarot or meditation or a light language, I will have my website down below. I love you so very much. Bye.